Most people believe water is always good no matter what. But doctors have quietly warned that drinking water at the wrong time, especially after 65, can actually overload the heart, spike blood pressure, and silently trigger heart failure. Imagine something as innocent as a single glass turning dangerous simply because of when you drink it. This simple habit mistake is one few seniors know about, but it could make the difference between living stronger or facing sudden hospital trips. Let's protect your heart starting right now by understanding how timing can either heal you or harm you. If you care about keeping your heart strong and your body independent, don't miss this vital information. Click the like button to spread this life-saving message. Subscribe for more powerful health tips, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story could help save someone else's life too. Drinking a full glass of water right before bedtime might seem harmless, even healthy. But for seniors, especially after the age of 60, this one simple habit can quietly become a hidden danger. Doctors have observed that when you drink a large amount of water right before lying down, it forces your heart and kidneys into high gear, at the very moment your body is supposed to be resting and repairing. Instead of entering a deep healing sleep, your system is pushed into unnecessary overwork, quietly increasing the risk of nighttime heart failure without you even feeling it coming. At night, the heart needs a period of calm. Studies show that during sleep, your blood pressure naturally drops, giving your arteries and heart muscle a chance to relax and recover from the day's stresses. This drop is critical for healthy aging. But when you flood your body with a full glass of water minutes before bed, the body suddenly needs to keep pushing that fluid through your system. Your blood volume rises. Your heart must pump harder. Your kidneys must strain to filter the extra fluid. Experts explain that this overnight workload interrupts the natural healing your organs desperately need. The danger doesn't happen all at once. It builds quietly over time. Researchers have found that seniors who experience frequent nighttime urination, a condition called nocturia, are at significantly higher risk of heart attacks, strokes, and early death. And drinking a full glass of water before bed is one of the major triggers of nocturia. It may seem innocent to wake up once or twice at night to use the bathroom, but doctors warn that every time your body is forced out of deep sleep, your blood pressure and heart rate spike temporarily. Over months and years, these repeated nighttime spikes exhaust the heart and raise the risk of serious cardiovascular events. There's another hidden risk too. When you sleep, your body's position changes the way your heart and kidneys work. Lying down makes it easier for fluids that were pooling in your lower legs during the day to move back into your bloodstream. This already slightly increases your blood volume at night. Adding a full glass of water on top of that extra fluid load can quietly overwhelm a heart that has already aged past its strongest years. Experts explain that many seniors don't even feel symptoms until serious damage has been done. By the time swelling, shortness of breath, or chest tightness appear, the heart has already been working too hard for too long. Some might think, but I feel thirsty before bed. Doesn't that mean I should drink? Doctors clarify that mild evening thirst is natural. It's part of your body's daily rhythm, and doesn't necessarily mean you need a full glass. In fact, drinking large amounts late at night disrupts that natural rhythm. Seniors' bodies, especially after 60, are far more sensitive to volume overload. Even a few extra ounces at the wrong time can quietly tip a vulnerable heart into dangerous territory. The immune system is also affected. Studies show that deep, uninterrupted sleep strengthens the immune defenses that fight infection, repair tissues, and slow the aging process. But when you wake repeatedly during the night to urinate, your sleep cycles become fragmented. You may not even realize it, sometimes waking only partially, but the damage is real. Sleep experts warn that fragmented sleep triggers a sharp rise in inflammatory chemicals throughout the body. Chronic inflammation is now known as a leading cause of heart disease, dementia, diabetes, and frailty in seniors. It's important to understand that not all water drinking is bad. Staying hydrated during the day is critical for senior health. but experts recommend front-loading your water intake earlier in the day. By focusing on drinking more in the morning and early afternoon, you allow your body time to process fluids fully before the sensitive nighttime healing window begins. This way, you stay well hydrated without pushing your heart and kidneys into overdrive when they should be resting. Another hidden problem caused by nighttime drinking is the increased risk of falls. Doctors have observed that seniors who wake up urgently in the middle of the night to rush to the bathroom are much more likely to suffer falls. In the dark, while sleepy and disoriented, the risk of tripping, losing balance, or fainting rises sharply, and falls after 65 are a serious danger. A broken hip or head injury from a nighttime fall can start a heartbreaking spiral of declining health, lost independence, and even death within a year. Simply avoiding a full glass of water before bed can greatly lower this risk. Some seniors mistakenly believe that because they are not feeling bloated, heavy, or short of breath immediately after drinking water at night, it must be fine for them. But doctors explain that the heart doesn't always give warning signs right away. Silent stress builds up slowly. By the time symptoms like ankle swelling, nighttime coughing, or waking up gasping for air appear, significant heart strain may have already occurred. Many hospitals see a spike in heart failure admissions in the early morning hours between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. Cardiologists believe that late-night habits, including drinking water right before sleep, play a quiet but powerful role in triggering these emergencies. After 60, protecting your heart becomes a daily mission. Small choices, like when you drink water, have much bigger consequences than they did at 30 or 40. Fortunately, this danger is one of the easiest to fix. Experts recommend sipping only tiny amounts of water, just enough to wet the mouth, if you feel uncomfortable before bed. Ideally, the last full glass of water should be finished at least 2 hours before lying down. This simple adjustment gives your body plenty of time to filter the fluids naturally and enter a restful, healing sleep phase without extra burden. Creating a heart-safe nighttime routine can be life-changing. Calm evenings, early hydration, gentle movements before sleep, and no heavy fluid intake close to bedtime all work together to protect your most precious organ. Seniors who make these small shifts report deeper sleep, better energy, more stable blood pressure, and fewer nighttime awakenings within just a few weeks. Your heart notices the difference even before you do. Your health after 60 doesn't hinge on huge changes. Often it's the small, quiet decisions that save lives. Choosing when to drink your water, a decision that takes just a moment, could give you months, years, or even a decade more of strong, independent living. Doctors explain that when seniors respect the body's rhythms, they naturally live longer, stronger, and happier lives. So the next time you feel tempted to drink a full glass right before crawling under the covers, remember this. Give your heart the peace it deserves tonight. Let your body rest, heal, and renew without hidden pressure. Protect your beautiful life by honoring the small, powerful habits that carry you forward safely. Your heart is still strong. Your body is still wise. All it needs is your careful partnership, starting with one small, life-saving choice today. Drinking a large glass of water immediately after a heavy meal might feel like the right thing to do. But for seniors, especially after the age of 60, this simple habit can quietly create far more harm than good. Doctors have observed that flooding the stomach with water right after eating dilutes the stomach acids your body needs to break down food properly. This weakens digestion, causes bloating, and sets off a hidden chain reaction inside your body that silently strains your heart, blood vessels, and kidneys without you even realizing the danger. When you eat a heavy meal, your body shifts its energy toward digestion. Blood is redirected from other parts of your body to your stomach and intestines to help break down the food. Experts explain that this is a delicate balance. If you immediately pour a large volume of water into your stomach right after a meal, you disrupt this balance. The water dilutes your stomach's powerful digestive juices, making it harder for your body to process what you've eaten. As a result, food sits longer in your stomach, fermenting, causing gas, discomfort, bloating, and even acid reflux. But the problem doesn't stop at the digestive level. Studies show that the extra volume of fluid now in your stomach forces your heart to work harder to manage increased blood flow demands. Seniors already have a reduced ability to compensate for sudden changes in blood volume. Researchers have found that even a moderate rise in blood volume after meals can trigger dangerous spikes in blood pressure, placing silent strain on the heart's ability to pump efficiently. Over time, this repeated stress weakens heart function and raises the risk of heart failure. Doctors have observed that seniors who regularly drink large amounts of water after meals often experience uncomfortable symptoms later, like swelling in the ankles, feelings of heaviness in the chest, and fatigue that doesn't seem to match their level of activity. These are subtle warning signs that the heart and kidneys are struggling. Experts warn that seniors with conditions like high blood pressure, atrial fibrillation, or early-stage heart disease are especially vulnerable to this hidden burden. Your kidneys also pay a price. After a heavy meal, your kidneys are already working to process the byproducts of digestion. Adding a flood of extra fluid at the same time forces them into overdrive. Over months and years, this extra load wears down kidney function and declining. Kidney health is tightly linked to higher rates of heart disease, dementia, frailty, and premature death in seniors. It is a quiet, dangerous cycle that many people don't see until it's too late. Another hidden danger is the effect on your blood sugar. After a heavy meal, especially one rich in carbohydrates, your blood sugar naturally rises. Studies show that drinking a large amount of water immediately after eating can blunt your body's natural insulin response, making it harder for blood sugar to be managed properly. For seniors already at risk of diabetes or metabolic syndrome, this disruption can accelerate progression toward disease and complications. Experts explain that the human body evolved to handle small, steady fluid intake, not sudden floods. When you drink slowly between meals, your body has time to adjust and balance. But when you flood your stomach right after eating, you overwhelm the natural processes. The body struggles to digest, absorb, and distribute nutrients correctly. In seniors, this imbalance can also reduce the absorption of critical vitamins and minerals like calcium, magnesium, and B12, nutrients vital for strong bones, brain health, and energy after 60. You may also notice a pattern of feeling sluggish, heavy, or uncomfortable after meals. Doctors have observed that seniors who stop drinking large amounts of water immediately after eating often report better energy, sharper thinking, and less bloating within a few short weeks. The difference is not just in the stomach, it's happening at every level of your body's vital systems. There's also a direct connection between digestion and sleep. Studies show that when digestion is delayed or disrupted by drinking large amounts after meals, it increases nighttime acid reflux and sleep disturbances. Poor sleep, in turn, raises inflammation throughout the body, damages memory centers in the brain, weakens the immune system, and accelerates aging. The chain reaction triggered by one innocent glass of water can ripple through your entire well-being far beyond the dinner table. Another critical concern for seniors is the silent buildup of fluid in the lungs called pulmonary edema. Cardiologists explain that when seniors overburden the heart with extra blood volume, fluid can leak into the lungs overnight. At first, it causes only mild symptoms like nighttime coughing or feeling short of breath when lying down. But left unchecked, it can progress to serious, life-threatening heart failure. And yet again, it can all start with one simple habit: drinking too much water at the wrong time. Some seniors ask, "But what if I'm thirsty after a meal? Isn't my body telling me I need water?" Doctors clarify that it's normal to feel mild thirst after eating, but the solution isn't to gulp down a large glass. Instead, experts recommend sipping small amounts of water gradually, giving your body time to adjust. Ideally, you should drink most of your fluids between meals, not immediately after. Waiting even 30 to 60 minutes after eating before drinking. Larger amounts can protect your heart, kidneys, digestion, and long-term vitality. Practical adjustments make a world of difference. Start your meal well hydrated by drinking a glass of water about 30 minutes before eating. Then, during the meal, sip small amounts if needed. After finishing your meal, resist the urge to reach for a big glass. Give your body time to process what it has received. Later, once digestion is well underway, you can safely hydrate without overloading your system. Doctors have observed that seniors who adopt this gentler approach to hydration experience noticeable improvements: lighter digestion, steadier energy, more restful sleep, lower blood pressure, and even healthier weight management. Your body is incredibly wise. When you work with its rhythms instead of forcing it to multitask at its most vulnerable times, you unlock deeper healing, strength, and resilience. Protecting your heart, kidneys, and digestion after 60 doesn't require extreme diets or complicated regimens. It requires small, thoughtful choices that honor your body's natural needs. Drinking water at the right times is one of the simplest, most powerful ways to safeguard your future. Each glass, each meal, each day builds on the last, leading either toward strength or slow, silent decline. The truth is, no one teaches us how differently the body works after 60. But the evidence is clear. Seniors who respect the timing of their habits, not just what they eat and drink, but when, live longer, stronger, and happier lives. And avoiding the mistake of drinking a large glass of water immediately after a heavy meal is one of the most protective steps you can take. Starting today, every heartbeat matters. Every choice you make supports or strains the beautiful system that has carried you through life's seasons. Choose to be gentle with it. Choose to be wise. Choose to partner with your body, honoring its quiet signals instead of overwhelming them. Tonight, after your next meal, when you feel the old habit pulling you toward the kitchen for a big glass of water, pause. Remember this moment. Sip slowly if needed, but let your heart and body rest. Give yourself the gift of easy digestion, peaceful circulation, and deep healing sleep. Because one small habit, changed today, can protect your life tomorrow, and, for many precious years ahead. Drinking a full glass of cold water immediately upon waking may sound harmless, even healthy. But for seniors, especially those over 65, this simple habit can carry hidden dangers that most people never realize. Doctors have observed that cold water hitting the body first thing in the morning acts like a sudden jolt to your system, not a gentle wake-up call. It shocks your blood vessels, forces your heart to work harder, and creates an unstable shift in blood pressure, right at the most vulnerable moment of your day. Experts explain that when you first wake up, your body is still transitioning from a state of deep rest. Blood vessels are slightly constricted after a night of lying still. Your heart is moving slowly and steadily, and your blood pressure is at its lowest. This delicate balance is fragile, especially after 60. When you introduce a blast of ice-cold water into your stomach, it triggers an emergency response. Doctors have observed that the body reacts as if facing a sudden threat, rapidly tightening blood vessels and spiking heart rate in an attempt to warm the body and defend itself. This sudden shift is not something the aging cardiovascular system handles easily. Studies show that the first hour after waking is already the highest risk time of day for heart attacks and strokes, even without extra stressors. Researchers explain that the heart and arteries need a gentle transition from rest to activity, but when cold water shocks the system, it places an extra load on the heart at the very moment it is least prepared to handle it. For seniors with underlying high blood pressure, clogged arteries, or even mild heart weakness, this jolt can quietly tip the balance from stability to crisis. Doctors have observed that many seniors who experience early morning cardiac events had no obvious warning signs the day before. It often starts with a simple, innocent habit, one glass of cold water, that quietly triggers a storm inside the body. Experts explain that it's not just the heart at risk. The sudden constriction of blood vessels affects circulation throughout the body, including the brain. Blood flow to the brain can momentarily drop, increasing the risk of dizziness, fainting, or even minor strokes. Seniors who already experience balance problems or lightheadedness are especially vulnerable, and a fall caused by sudden dizziness can lead to fractures, head injuries, and a long, difficult recovery. Another hidden danger is the strain placed on the nervous system. Researchers show that cold water activates the sympathetic nervous system, the part of the body responsible for the fight-or-flight response. Instead of starting your day calm and balanced, your body is launched into a state of stress. Over time, repeated morning surges of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol can worsen heart disease, weaken the immune system, damage memory, and accelerate aging. It's important to understand that seniors' bodies don't regulate temperature as efficiently as they once did. Experts explain that after 65, the body's natural thermostat becomes less responsive. This makes it harder to adapt to sudden temperature changes, like the blast of cold from a glass of icy water. What might feel refreshing to a younger person can become dangerous for an older adult, setting off internal imbalances that quietly erode health over months and years. Doctors have observed that even seniors who feel strong can be at risk. Many seniors don't feel the strain of cold water immediately. The body adapts temporarily, but inside, the silent work of stress on the heart, blood vessels, and brain continues. It's like a tiny crack forming in a dam, unseen at first, but growing steadily until one day it gives way without warning. The safer choice, experts explain, is simple but powerful. Upon waking, sip room temperature water slowly and gently. Let your body ease into the day without shocks or sudden demands. This helps your heart gradually increase its workload, supports steady blood pressure, and preserves the delicate balance your organs need after a night of fasting and healing. Some seniors wonder, but isn't drinking water in the morning important? Yes, it is. Rehydrating after sleep is crucial, but the temperature and pace matter deeply. Doctors emphasize that rehydration should be kind to the body, not harsh. Lukewarm or room temperature water, sipped slowly over several minutes, nourishes without alarming your internal systems. There's another benefit to starting your day with gentler hydration. Studies show that seniors who begin the day with slow, balanced water intake have better digestion, steadier blood sugar levels, and more consistent energy throughout the day. Their bodies stay in a state of healing and balance rather than being thrown into emergency mode. Experts also point out that seniors who avoid the shock of cold water in the morning tend to experience fewer early morning headaches, less stiffness in the joints, and better mental clarity. When the heart, brain, and muscles are given the conditions they need to gently awaken, everything works more smoothly and comfortably. It's easy to underestimate how powerful small habits can be. One glass of cold water may not seem like it, could make such a difference, but over time it does. Doctors have observed that changing small, hidden habits often brings bigger health improvements than taking new medications. The body thrives when you remove quiet, daily stressors that wear it down. Choosing to treat your body with kindness first thing in the morning is one of the strongest gifts you can give yourself after 60. The heart, the brain, the kidneys, and every cell work better when you begin the day with calm support, not sudden shocks. It's not about giving up water. It's about giving up harm disguised as health. If you've been drinking cold water first thing for years, it's not too late. Studies show that the body begins to heal and recover its natural balance surprisingly quickly once stress triggers are removed. Within a few weeks of switching to slow, room temperature hydration in the morning, many seniors report fewer heart palpitations, steadier blood pressure readings, and a calmer, stronger start to their day. Doctors advise creating a simple morning routine. Keep a glass of room temperature water on your bedside table overnight. When you wake up, sit up slowly, take a few deep breaths and sip your water gently. Give your body 5 to 10 minutes to adjust before standing up fully or moving into busier activities. This small act of patience can prevent sudden blood pressure, drops, dizziness, or heart strain. The first hour after waking sets the tone for your entire day. Treat it with care. Protect your heart, brain, and vital organs by avoiding unnecessary stress. Allow your body to transition from sleep to wakefulness as nature intended, gradually, gently, and wisely. You have the power to create a morning that builds health rather than breaks it down. It starts with one small decision, letting go of that cold glass of water and choosing a kinder, safer path instead. Your body has carried you through so much. It deserves your partnership now more than ever. Choose each morning to honor it, to protect it, and to give it the loving support it needs to thrive. In the quiet moments just after waking, you have the chance to build strength, balance, and life, one sip at a time. Today is the perfect day to begin.